Welcome to your magical moon message. This is the peace dealer representing Infinity Gang. Bah! Shout out to my infinites. Shout out to my infinitiaires who know that your worth and value is limitless. If they don't laugh at your dream, it's not big enough. I just can't call this a dream because it's not our dream to be limitless. This is something that you already are. So you either know it or you don't. And if you're one of these broke ass motherfuckers that all they have is money and assets, hate to be you. Anyway, other than that, you're limitless. Moon in Libra, Sun in Taurus. Don't mind the eye crust. For my Virgos who watch me and I'm all crusty as hell, I apologize. I should at least take care of this before, but I just be recklessly jumping into shit. Anyway, not an excuse. But a sign of good news, because we are integrating this transit. By the time the moon is full in Scorpio and we are completing this eclipse chapter and wisdom of the pure energy that sources this natural energy that we're anchoring, I just want to remind you, you are limitless. Every single thing in your mind and brain that you can perceive can enact mind over matter in order to create magic. The same amount of discipline that you may spend physically doing primitive exercises, you can just innovate and use with your mind. It doesn't mean that you're working less hard. You're just converting the area of focus. So don't let people who don't have specialization in certain fields kind of convince you to do something based off of shit they don't know what they're talking about. Personally, if you want to listen to other people's opinions based on their limited perspectives and insecurity, that's on you. But remember, you're limitless. So anyone trying to tell you why you can't do something or how something isn't possible is a fucking delusional retard. And I hate to say that because I know that could sound very mean to people who have mentally this has nothing to do with those people. If anything, those people are more useful because they make the most use of whatever they were born with, versus people with, usable brain cells who just pioneer and challenge these limiting perspectives. You have a whole bunch of idiomatic languaging and traditions from your parents and your parents' parents that are bullshit and hogwash. A whole lot of social expectations and things that people have just been saying for generations that have never been true. Okay? So to the extent with which you adopt these sayings that pretty much promote this sense of limitedness within you, throw that bitch in the trash. Okay? Moon in Libra is the classic balanced understanding of the integration of your behavior around your awareness of everything you are individually worth. So unlike Scorpio that has a more independent lifestyle, Taurus as a natural royal bridges social interaction and activity to, with other people, bridge this sense of their routine. But it doesn't mean that you still can't do this individually. Taurus is still an individual zodiac sign. So this is very, very beautiful. Now that you've mastered the critical, detailed understanding of how to manifest, it's very important to understand that you are limitless and there's nothing you can't manifest. The only thing that's stopping you is the belief that you cannot do it. Don't take my word for it. Literally practice this over the next 2 days so this can prepare you for this bountiful harvest. Remember that people project their insecurities in their inability to remember that you are not separate from them, because insecure idiots need someone to feel better than. So if you are wasting your time engaging with people whose sense of inferiority with the inferiority complexes that they manifest relative to their inability to accept themselves as what they are, infinite, have nothing to do with you as someone who pioneers your infinitude, which can trigger other people who don't have the courage to stand up against peer pressure and collective narratives which for some reason bank on you believing in the opposite so that they can take advantage of your low self-esteem. We don't do that over here in Infinity Gang because we know we're limitless. And so with that being said, you're understanding the balanced process with which you can connect with people who align with this sense of value and knowledge of self. This is past moon in Virgo, so this isn't really based on some ideological ideal or concept that you just believe. You're producing receipts of this, and it's very important to maintain this alignment in the face of others who, without any concrete evidence, wish to undermine or undervalue or even ridicule you for this. As long as nobody has satisfied the burden of proof on your infinite quality, which you have receipts, you don't even have to take them seriously. There are a lot of people who don't want to satisfy the burden of proof but still act like their speculative opinions mean anything, when this universe is not even locally real, and anyone taking this shit more seriously than they should are fucking stupid. Doesn't matter if they have the backing and more popularity of other idiots who don't know who they are. I'm Gucci, by the way. I had a really amazing night last night. Moving forward, the thing that's very important here is with this moon and Libra integration, this is a very social understanding of how to begin to barter your value in the way you define your behavior. So is the way you understand your dealings with others portraying this sense of limitlessness? Do you need to have the bank account to show it, to believe it? Or do you lead forward living as if, knowing that there's not a single bank account in the world that can hold how limitless your income is? Look, this is a joke to some people because as far as they have known their whole lives, their role models, their parents, their grandparents, and all these people that they have seen beat down in their head this lesson of success, not through physical violence, but just through their time and lifetime seeing, well, everyone who I ever saw was successful, worked hard, did this, did that, you're not doing that, you're not successful. That's not a fact. That's based on that person's limited perspective. That's all these people know. So you can't expect them to understand facets outside of their knowledge when this is everything that people who they look up to, people who they've been taught and raised by, have taught them. All right? And even if they were raised by stupid little bitches, what is that going to make them? A stupid, limited, weak bitch. It is what it is. I'm going off. I'm not holding back. This is not to make fun of people. This is to put people in check who, with their limited perspectives, are insecure and look at you like you are not fucking limitless. But they cannot satisfy that burden of proof to prove that you are not limitless. I'm basically breaking down why there's no reason to entertain the fact that you are not limitless. Period. By the time you integrate this, you're taking this behavior, you being limitless, and just engaging with people. You don't have to do anything extra. Just really know within yourself that that's that. And that's going to subtly influence the behavioral element that will lead to this harvest of pure energy to understand the wisdom of your limitless self, to where the water sign makes this liquid post-moon in Cancer. All right. And what's also really cool is that with the slight opposition to Jupiter and Chiron, all right, coming at the end of moon in Libra, this will also give you an idea of how you've transcended elements of who you believe yourself to be, so that you can match this in the balanced behaviors that you are integrating. Very important part, because of course this change in behavior through moon in Virgo is influencing the direction you understand you must move in with other people here with Libra. Let's also not forget the quincunx of Uranus and Taurus, that transforming that social understanding will provide you physical elements of proof that transform how you actually even connect with other people, because post moon in Virgo, you're thinking about things and they're manifesting. But that's not, that in and of itself is not even magic. That's just science. You're just aligning with a facet of your reality that already exists relative to this construct and dimension. So please understand, you're in a society of people who think it's cool to be ignorant about certain stuff. Well, this is the only group of human beings ever in human history that actually glorify being stupid, that actually brag about not knowing things that they should know. You're not necessarily even on the same level as these peons. Like, these people are lost souls. And I'm not trying to say you're better than these people. I'm saying any group or influence that does not acknowledge your limitlessness, it basically at the same time is saying that they're separate from you. In order to acknowledge that someone is limitless, you see that namaste, they're not separate from you. So just like they're limitless, you're limitless. In order for me to deny that in you, I see myself as separate from you, and I'm basically insulting myself. Only a stupid little bitch does that. So like, please, where the moon in Libra will make you highly influenced by the opinions of others, instead transform that influence by being the influence and being limitless, okay? Because physical indicators are the last step towards establishing what something is. They've inverted this to make you feel it's the first step. That can be further from the truth, okay? And it's hard for certain people to understand this because maybe they're too grounded, and it's easier for other people to understand this because they are about that life. Taurus season is really more so about the restructuring and awakening of deeper value within your physiology and physicality before we master this coming into September. So it's very important with this integration with the moon in Libra, you understand the dynamics with which the limitless quality of your nature is bridging your dealings with other people, enabling for this full moon eclipse to hit as hard as it's supposed to hit. We also can't forget the quincunx of Saturn and Pisces that will begin to transform your beliefs based on the social situational context that applies this element of your infinity air status, to where this is now transforming what you practically believe because you're seeing more evidence of this being integrated into your behavior. This does not just fall in your lap. It takes work. This is the part of the cycle where we're getting ready to harvest the crops. It takes reinforcement. It takes consistency. It takes repetition. So be willing to be square on this. Don't make any fucking excuses. Look at me. Look at me. You're fucking limitless. So like, don't take anything less. Period. If you have excuses that you still want to make to reinforce why you're not limitless, that's your problem. Like, that's literally what's stopping you from being great. You don't have to know how to be this. You were born this way. You were brainwashed and conditioned to believe the opposite. Just remove that conditioning. And this behavioral element with other people will enable you to do that. Embrace whatever clashes come. Remember, people who don't wish to accept their limitless nature will just project on you their limited nature, and, you know, just ignore such silly little bitches. In fact, I'm just going to start calling them silly little bitches instead of stupid little bitches, because it must be silly to doubt yourself and everything that you're worth just to fit into this monopoly game system and brag about spending monopoly money. That's really where we're at. People are bragging about the monopoly money they're spending. It's insane, okay? Versus you, who is tapping into your limitless potential, and regardless of what you have in this non-locally real universe, whether you have it or lose it, it does not affect you. These people, if they lose all their money, their identity is attached to that. So they will not feel as happy as they are with it. That's lame. That's not cool. Whether we lose everything or not, we still have it inside. So it's not going to affect us. You can't buy us. People cannot influence us because of a money price. That's cool. Apparently a lot of society forgot that, but we have a lot of silly little bitches in this society. Y'all stay blessed as always. Represent Infinity Gang. You already know what time it is. And this full moon is going to complete this process. So just keep that in mind. All right. You stay blessed as always, ladies and gents. And until next time.